Okay, hello, my name is Muhammad Farid, Zulistibit Maganan Aziz. I'm one of the lead cybersecurity awareness trainer in Brunei, Bursa. I hold several professional certification, including cybersecurity awareness professional from SANS, certified information security awareness manager, Security Plus, CEH, Cisco certified network associate, Microsoft certified technology specialist, and regularly attends conference and IT security summits to make sure and just to keep update with the latest threat and trends in IT security. So Alhamdulillah, I have many years of experience in teaching and have given numerous talks on information security, basically to government, both private and public sector, educational institution, including higher institution, secondary school, primary school, and of course among the Bruneian public, as part of our vision to educate Bruneians on what threats and dangers are out there in the age of IT and the internet. So with me today, our facilitator, I'm not alone. We have Miss Izwana, Miss Katie, Miss Nomi, and Miss Ida with me today. So due to the time limitation for today's presentation, our facilitators will assist you with the Q&A by answering your question during the webinar. So basically, you can type your question from the Q&A button, either from the bottom or from the top or from the side of your screen. So of course, we also have Q&A towards the end of the session, but I will try my best to answer some of the questions. And we will stay most probably around an extra for 5 to 10 minutes to answer any additional question. Okay, so what is social engineering? So social engineering is a technique to manipulate any person to give up his or her personal information, such as your name, address, password, bank details, and other valuable information. Dalam bahasa Melayu, social engineering ini kejuruteraan sosial, di mana ia memanipulasi atau memperdaya seseorang untuk memberikan maklumat sulit atau pribadi yang mungkin digunakan untuk tujuan penipuan. So contoh-contoh maklumat sulit atau pribadi seperti nombor kad kredit, email, tarikh lahir, kata laluan, termasuk nombor IC, nombor telefon dan sebagainya. Di mana penjenayah cyber ni akan menggunakan maklumat-maklumat berikut atau maklumat-maklumat sulit untuk kegunaan ataupun kepentingan mereka sendiri. Okay, so this webinar will cover various types of social engineering attacks on how these different attacks operate, tactics to look out for, and of course how to protect yourself against social engineering attacks. So before we proceed, we need to identify what is considered as valuable information. So below is considered as information that is valuable, basically to cyber criminal out there, macam our full name, birth date, address, email, IC number, phone number, credit card, password, even your verification code, password details, and many more. So cybercriminal can use this valuable information for their own use or benefit, such as identity theft, and they can even purchase any item online using the victim details, or even transferring your money, or try to even access to a system if they has your password and so on. Next, the common forms of social engineering. So as shown on the screen is common forms of social engineering. So the first one is phishing. So it's actually an attack usually happen through email, social media, macam DM, direct message, or websites. And then the second one is vishing. So an attack happens through either your telephone or voice call. And the third is smishing, where an attack could happen through SMS or even to your instant messaging. Okay, so next, we move on to the first social engineering types of social engineering, which is phishing. So this is actually an example of phishing. Victims or a user receive an email from strangers. Okay, as you can see, ia claim daripada ABC Bank, okay, which ada stated that an urgent action required. Okay, as you can see from the subject, urgent expired account. Okay, and then you need to click it by today. okay, or else it will be deactivated and so on. So example, if a user is not aware on the thread, so basically they will click this link, abcbank.com. So what actually happened? It will open a website, okay, which asks for your username, password, or even other credentials. So in example, the website will ask for username and password. So dimasukkannya username and password, and they click submit. Okay. So by the time they click submit, they assume that information is actually sent to legitimate server. Okay. Tapi sebenarnya in reality tidak. Those information are actually sent to hacker server. Okay, as you can see, it's XYZ Bank. Okay, previously you claimed as ABC. Now when you open the website, you navigate to other website XYZ, but your interface looks exactly the same. So this is the common forms of social engineering called phishing. And then the next, we'll proceed to case study that we managed to share, where Instagram influencer received an email impersonating as creative and advert manager, offering to buy macam sort of like advertisement from the influencer page or even photos by prompting them to click a link. As you can see, ada link kena bagi www.instagram.com/southern alternative. So this is actually the email yang being crafted to Instagram influencer. So some of them managed to click the link. So what actually happened? It will open a website. So once victim click the link, they will be redirected to a website asking for personal details. As you can see, phone number or username or email, and asking for your password as well, which look macam legit soalnya as Instagram login page. And then some of the Instagram influencer being suspicious and did not continue. However, and unfortunately, some of them managed to enter the wrong username and password, where all the information will be sent to hackers server instead of Instagram server. As you can see, the URL is not Instagram, but impersonating as something else which belong to the cyber criminal. Okay. Next, another case study related to phishing. Okay, this is actually a common phishing email happened during COVID-19 pandemic situation where most of cyber criminal impersonate as carrier macam DHL, UPS, FedEx, TNT. Okay, and unfortunately, we also received this kind of phishing cases in Brunei during the first and second wave of COVID-19 pandemic up until today. And then PayPal phishing websites. Okay. For your information, PayPal is actually a financial tools that let you conduct transaction online without entering your financial details into every website that you deal with. So you have the capabilities to link your credit card or bank account to PayPal and then add them or withdraw them using a secure money pool, shop at retailer who accept PayPal, or even have the capabilities to send money to others. So imagine if a cyber criminal managed to steal a victim's PayPal credential, so they can do any transaction such as transferring money and so on. So in this case, we usually advise user to click their PayPal account link their PayPal account kalau boleh using their debit card or cash card, and not to use or not to link your PayPal to your credit card, okay, for safety reason. And then the most high usage of social media globally, which is, as you know, that is Facebook. The interface, as you can see, the interface look exactly the same as Facebook login page back in the days, but you pay attention to the URL. As you can see, it's not belong to Facebook, but it's belong to cyber criminal. Okay. So don't get fished, guys. Few tips that we can share. Number one is always be careful as much as possible. Then don't try to click any suspicious links, especially from email or even your social media, include your Facebook and Instagram. WhatsApp. And then do scan an email attachment before opening them. And then don't talk to strangers. Always be sure of the person you're communicating with, especially when someone that orang dah kenal asking for your personal information. So you need to be skeptical on this. And then you have your rights to always to protect your personal information. And then do run antivirus and anti-spyware software, which is set to update automatically. And then keep your operating system and software up to date. And best practice is actually to always keep backups of your important data. So that depends on how sensitive is your data usually, to have a backup sebulan sekali, or if it's too critical, every day and so on. So that depends on how severe or how important is your information changes later on. And then don't copy or run software from untrusted sources, macam torrent, third-party application, and so on. And then create secure password and change them regularly. You actually can have the option untuk memakai password, or even better to use your passphrase. And if you decide to use your password, make sure to always change them regularly, because the possibility of your password being hacked is very, very high compared to passphrase. And then, okay. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay, and then when in doubt, refer to your IT department. Sorry, encountered a technical issue. And then next, we proceed to social engineering, vishing. Okay. So vishing can be either straight to point, or it can be sophisticated. So the most common phishing is where a fraudster calls the victim pretending from a bank and asking for personal details. And then the victim shares the credential or any other forms of authentication, and maybe a request for OTP and so on. And then, of course, the fraudster uses a shared credential to steal the victim's money or even other activities, which may lead to identity theft. And then, as mentioned previously, there is also a sophisticated phishing attack. The fraudster may call the victims impersonating from a bank. So we'll be sharing types of sophisticated phishing. So the first, fraudster called the victim impersonating from a bank, and then the fraudster instruct the victims to install a remote desktop application, so macam TeamViewer and so on. And then next, the fraudster may ask for other credential or second authentication on the phone while controlling the devices. And then they manage to get all the details and credentials. And of course, the fraudster can control victim's computer by stealing the money or any other activities later on. So this is a case study reported in Brunei, if I'm not mistaken, back in 2017 or 2018, before the establishment of UNN. So where the fraudster instruct the victims basically to install an antivirus solution. Okay, so you suruh menginstall antivirus to the victims, they call the victims that. And then because they inform that the victims punya system has been hacked ataupun compromised. Okay, so and then lepas itu sudah suruhnya install antivirus, the fraudster to ask for a debit card or credit card, basically to purchase the antivirus solution. Okay, so always to make sure to be vigilant when it comes to someone asking for your personal details, walaupun yang impersonating or claim daripada someone else, I mean an organization and so on. And last but not least, common forms of social engineering called smishing. So these types of attack could happen through SMS or instant messaging. So let's go through the case study reported to Brunei and globally. Okay. As you can see, during the second wave COVID-19 pandemic situation, and to be exact, on 1st November 2021, several members of the public received a short text messages ataupun SMS linked to a claim to be from Brunei Post. And then you're requesting for payment fees and package delivery cost, something related to a package. So what actually happened when a user click those links, it will open a website which asks for user personal details, such as credit card numbers, your full name, expiry date, and the 3-digit code, okay? Which is actually not belong to the Postal Services Department, but it's actually a fake website, or we call it smishing websites, created by a cyber criminal, which intend to steal personal information from the victim. So the impact of victim, kalau accidentally share the personal information, could lead to identity theft and maybe financial loss through compromised credit card or debit card details. So always to make sure to use only the official government website, in this case in Brunei, gov.bni domain, for any matters involving the sharing of our personal information. Another example of smishing, okay? Macam mana someone received an SMS claim daripada Singapore Airlines giving a 2 free first class tickets in collaboration with 45th anniversary and so on. And then dorang bagi link. So what actually happened? Okay. So what actually happened when they open website itu actually navigate to a website which claim daripada Singapore tapi it's not belong to Singapore. As you can see, we shared 2 links in red color. If anyone can identify what is the difference. Okay, we have 1 minute. So you can interact with me through the Q&A. Correct. Okay, thank you. I think looks familiar, Cikgu Adam, Cikgu Adam Mokhtar, not dot in the second link. So kalau kita lihat, the first and second link is actually berbeza. The first one is actually a legit website of Singapore Air. And then the second link it's Singapore Air tapi I-nya without the dot. So that belongs to cyber criminal. So ani you view the presentation ini from laptop or your mobile phone or desktop and so on. But imagine if you view the URL daripada mobile phone. So basically it's almost hard to identify ataupun verify. So our advice is in a situation kalau kita receive this kind of text daripada email, WhatsApp, Facebook, SMS, as much as possible, do not try to click. Okay, verify from another resources, maybe dorang punya official Facebook, Instagram, and so on. And then, of course, Singapore Airlines released an article saying that it's a phishing scams. Okay, so that depends on how they send. Kalau through SMS, it will be categorized as smishing. Kalau through email, dari phishing and so on. Okay. So in this case, some people receive from SMS, so we categorize it as smishing. So another common reported cases to Bruset juga related to WhatsApp color. Okay, a few link that we managed to share to the public out there. Macam mana look this new color for WhatsApp, and then they will give a certain link. And then I love WhatsApp new colors, the same link that they bagi and so on. So what actually happened when they click those links? Okay, it will install a malware to your mobile phone devices or to your laptops and so on. So according to WhatsApp, okay, back in 2017, those link atau smishing link atau it's actually lead to malware, and some people report data loss. Okay, gambarnya kena leak, kena curi, and so on. Okay, so be cautious, especially when you try receive those kind of link to your WhatsApp and other social media. And then juga through smishing, okay, kadang-kadang ada kena SMS from someone strangers that we don't know. In this case, kalau kita lihat dia ada bagi certain link. Okay, so which require us to macam install lah tu. So in this case, dia ask us to install IS profile. So you punya main target mostly on iOS devices punya end user. Okay. So same thing, once they click open, it may steal our personal information or even install malware to that devices yang tadi klik itu. Same goes with this one, you punya follow-up screen. So once they click that previous link tadi, it will open this website. And then they have this option, the website is trying to download a configuration profile. Do you want to allow this? So in a situation, if you click ignore, that's fine. That's a good decision. Tapi kalau sekiranya you accidentally click allow, so basically cyber criminal may able to download malware or control over to your mobile phone devices. So in this case, kalau kita lihat, it's iOS devices. So it doesn't mean that iOS devices is safe. So basically, cyber threats actually doesn't limit to any devices. As long as it's connected to the internet, there's actually a risk or possibilities of your device being hacked ataupun compromised. So next, social engineering tactics to look out for. So we'll share tactics to look out for related to social engineering. So example, kalau your friends send out a strange message, so be careful most probably their accounts could be compromised. Okay. So as much as possible, kalau boleh ask for your verification manually, and kalau dorang ask for your personal information, maybe via phone dan sebagainya. Just to share, we received cases reported to Brussels regarding on WhatsApp and Telegram takeover. So what actually happened? Cyber criminal ni take over dorang punya WhatsApp and Telegram punya account, and then dorang request for ataupun minjam duit daripada victims punya contact number or contact punya details dan sebagainya lah. Okay, so if this happen to you, make sure you ask verification from the actual person lah. And then your emotion could be hated lah, and then the request is sometimes sounds urgent. Macam example, as you can see, some of the example today, macam you need to click within 12 hours or your account will be deactivated. Okay, yang macam ada scary factors inside the email atau which require attention for user to click. And then the offer could be too good to be true. Okay, kadang-kadangnya 50% discount. Ada lagi, I've come across with one of the advertisement during Christmas last year, katanya buy one free one with free shipping. So when I do a further analysis, actually it's proven that it's actually a phishing websites. And then you are receiving help which you didn't ask for. Okay, suddenly ada orang menolong. Okay, begitunya, I can loan you 20,000, 30,000. Please provide me your details and so on. So I need a common one lah. And then ada lagi claim daripada Nigerian prince and so on. Okay, so some people kadang-kadang ia mudah percaya, and then that's fine. Okay, tapi please ask for macam identity. Kalau sekiranya the offer atau promotion to looks legit, okay, ask for identity punya proof. Okay, so kalau they didn't manage to give the proof of the entity, so it might lead to social engineering attacks. So next we will share tips on how to protect yourself against social engineering. So number one, of course, to install original software atau application. Okay, so pastikan untuk mendownload software daripada trusted sources or even to legitimate websites. Okay, macam App Store, Google Store, Google Play dan sebagainya, or other official website. Jangan download daripada third party application like torrent dan sebagainya. And then of course avoid third party stores or websites, because what actually happen, most of the malware itu actually stored third party application provider ni. And then do backup of your data on your devices. Okay, you have several options, either to upload to your cloud securely, ataupun you have the option to transfer your data to other media, macam your hard disk to hard disk, CD, or any other storage devices lah. And then always to make sure to update your software and operating system. Okay, so basically when you update your software and operating system, it may help your system to be protected from the latest security threats. And then to install antivirus software. Okay, so if you install antivirus software, it can help to scan your phone from malware or even your laptop dan sebagainya. Basically, malicious application and files that you install to your machine. And then, of course, to protect your system from the latest security threats. And then, in a situation sekiranya you accidentally download malware, okay, so basically this antivirus software can alert user to any cybersecurity related problem. Okay, macam ada suspicious activities going on to your computer, they will notify you and so on. So please make sure that you use a well-known and reputable antivirus software, and then spend some of your time to read reviews and ratings on their websites. And of course, to make sure antivirus itu selalu up to date. Okay. And then additional tips or as a precautions, do cover your webcam. Okay. So your webcam could be for your laptop, desktop, or even to your smartphone, kalau possible that one. So some few situation that we managed to capture, memakai plaster if they don't have the the webcam, cover webcam sticker. And then this is mostly for phones. So it's available untuk di depan sama di belakang. So I think some of the phone pun doesn't support. That depends on the physical punya kamera punya design. So things that you can report to Bruset. Okay. So sebenarnya in cyber world ni there's actually many issues that related to cyber incident where you can report to us. So sekiranya komputer habis kita dia dapat di on, or your printer tu dia dapat di print, so something that usually we don't entertain that because it's not related to cyber security. So some few incident that you can report to is macam nombor satu, it's infected computer, macam kalau your PC are affected by malware, macam viruses, worm, or even Trojan horse and dan sebagainya. And then malicious website, example kalau a website attempt to install malware or gain access to your computer, okay, you may report to Bruset as well. And then hack email account, apply to your Facebook or social media account, to your email dan sebagainya. Sekiranya ada attempt from unauthorized access to your email account, after you accidentally click the phishing link sekiranya, you may report to Bruset juga for advice and further action. And then phishing, of course, you can report to Bruset juga. So sekiranya terbagi sudah information sebelum ini, so what is the next action that advisable from Bruset? Okay, so you can report to us later. And then business email compromise. And usually an email scam targeting most of them basically companies by spoofing, okay, ataupun impersonating the email account of high-level employees macam director, CEOs, to convince these victims to transfer funds or reveal confidential information. And then anything that related to social media, maybe a hack account, online impersonation, social media scam, kena tipu melalui social media, you may report to Bruset juga, sextortion, and other issues related to your online privacy and security. Okay, and it may include website defacement. Just kiranya you on a website kena hack or kena compromise, you can report to Bruset. And then cyberbullying, okay, and online harassment, abusive or threatening comments or impersonation, you can report to Bruset juga. And last but not least is malicious, DDoS, which is actually a malicious attacks making a website temporarily unavailable by overwhelming your punya resources. Okay. So in a situation, if you encounter any cybersecurity incident, you can email us at reporting@boosted.org.bn, or you can give us a call on our hotline at 245-8001, which operates 24 hours, 24 jam. And of course, again, make sure it's related to cybersecurity as mentioned previously. And then also WhatsApp us at 717-0766. Kalau orang yang pemalukan menelpon, menemail, you can reach us through WhatsApp. Okay, for more information on cyber threats, risk, privacy, online safety, and many more later, or even phishing or anything related to social engineering, you can visit us at www.secureverifyconnect.info. So just to share, Secure Verify Connect is actually an initiative by Bruset aimed at increasing the awareness of internet safety and information security among the Bruneian public. Okay. You also can download ada di sana tu digital calendar 2022 from our website for free, and ada poster, videos dan sebagainya. So that's the end of my presentation. We'll proceed to question and answer.